What's poppin'? Peace and increase. Today we're taking a look at Force Season 2 teaser coming soon. A few days ago, Joseph Sikora has said within 10 days there was going to be some kind of announcement for Power Book 4 Season 2, so you can anticipate that. And today we are looking at the man whose origins and roots trace back to goddamn Jamaica, the Bob Marley of the power content creators. MovieBot. And also, last night I had actually did a recap for the two leaks, but I was like blasted, bro. Like I was shit faced. So I'm not really sure I can upload that. I'm probably gonna redo it tonight and then upload it tomorrow, so you can also watch out for that, I guess. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's boogie.
You get some fucking balls on you, boy.
Balls will get you through the door. Brains will keep you in the room. And now that I'm in the room, what you gonna do about it?
That nigga MovieBot, I just want to say, he probably the type of nigga to hit a blunt twice and be like, "Thanks, man."
So it finally seems like we're getting some news on Power Book 4 Force in the next 10 days, and I expect them to hit us with our first look teaser for Season 2. So in this video, I'm going to be running through every single clue, prediction, and theories going into this new season of Force, and I'm going to split this video into 3 parts. We're going to run through a quick overview and a recap of how Force finished their storyline in Season 1, the new players and their character profiles, and then we're going to wrap up with every clue, theory, and some predictions, because I do have a lot of back and forth and conversations with a few of the cast members from Force on Twitter who are
Yo, I can't. I gotta keep it a spade with y'all. I want to see that nigga Jannard. Like, I want to see him go out like that nigga JFK. Remember that nigga in the back of that limousine? The president nigga?
really great, by the way. They're always humble and open to talking about power, old and new. And it's always great talking with Joseph, Chris Lofton, and Brian Keyes, who plays Agent Vargas on Force. But I think we're going to learn more about Tommy's backstory in Season 2. Something which I did question at the time in Season 1. Why did Kate Egan keep Tommy away from his grandmother? But we're going to get into that later on. But down below you'll find the chapters of the video, so you can skip to whichever part of the story you like. So the first things first, a quick overview and a recap of Season 1. Now, at the beginning of Force, Tommy was on the way to California, but he made a quick pit stop to Chicago to see his grandmother. Now, one thing led to another, and he uncovered some secrets that Kate Egan had been keeping. He had a brother who goes by the name JP. Now, he came to Chicago with nothing but a bit of cash, a burner, and as he met JP, he uncovered the truth about DMAC, and so he found a reason to stay. Now, he sandwiched himself between two of Chicago's biggest drug-dealing families, the Flynns and the CBI, where he struck up a partnership with Claudia and Diamond. But the partnership with Claudia definitely turned sour thanks to Walter Flynn. On the other hand, his relationship with Diamond grew stronger, which was further fueled by Jannard, who betrayed his brother. Now, Tommy also came across a familiar scar, Liliana. Liliana was one of Tommy and Ghost Runner, which dated back to Season 1.
Damn, he didn't even say like a familiar character. No, he said a familiar scar. Like, yo, this bitch is like the female Scarface now, according to this nigga MovieBot.
Episode 1 of Power, and it really was a cool Easter egg and a clever way for the writers to bring an old character back who Tommy once wanted to ice. We then saw them building a close bond, but in typical Power fashion, they ripped her away from Tommy at the end of Season 1. So Tommy lost Liliana and now finds himself working with JP and Diamond. Now Tommy finds himself pretty much in the same position when he entered Chicago. He's got no connect, he's got no product, and he's no longer fucking with Dahlia, a designer drug that he came across when he was in partnership with Claudia, but he has gained JP and Diamond. Now, when Tommy entered a new city which has its own crime families and its own set of rules, Tommy was of course gonna ruffle some feathers, and so he was bound to create some enemies, especially.
Yo, I ain't gonna cap it, y'all. And even last season, I thought that nigga Walter Flynn, like I said, I thought he was going out like Martin Luther King, dog. Like, I mean, especially after Vic found out that he was the one that organized the hit that killed Gabriella. Like, I mean,
especially as he set his sights on taking Chicago. Now, at the end of Force, there was Claudia who killed Liliana, the rest of the Flynn family, and also Jannard. When it comes to Diamond, the moment he realized his brother.
And I mean, bro, like, I mean, can we also keep it real? I mean, I know they brothers, but dog, like, man, do you know how many times this nigga Jannard done come at Diamond? Like, Diamond had this motherfucker at gunpoint in like some kind of construction zone. Look like some Sopranos type background. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, yo, I know Diamond a fucking changed man since he got out the can, but excuse me, that nigga should have put Jannard down. Jannard, I'm telling you, Season 2, he gonna be a problem. Y'all watch out. And then, like I said, as far as the Flynn family, that is just a dysfunctional family. Like, you know what I'm saying? That made the Tejadas look like the fucking Cosby Show. Like, nigga, like, come on. Nah, but like, for real, though, like, I do think Walter Flynn days is numbered. And I also fucking think that Claudia's days... Actually, no, I take that back. I wasn't say Claudia's days is numbered, but, you know, in power, they like to keep the bad nigga alive as long as they can. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Sax. Like, you know, like, they kept that nigga Sax around for 9 seasons. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised to actually see Claudia live it out. But I'm telling you, it's either Walter or Vic. But one of them Flynn niggas, they going, bro. Like I said, one of them niggas, they gonna be telling that nigga fucking Lorenzo Tejada, and they gonna be like, yo, what's up, bro? You in heaven? Nigga, I thought you was on Power Book 2 Ghost. Like,
his brother betrayed him. This broke him. This was his younger brother, someone who he grew up with and someone who held the CBI down while he was in prison. But that was the foundation of their issues. Diamond came out of prison and took back his organization. An organization which Janard held down during that period where Diamond was in prison and things had changed on the streets. Diamond held on to his own traditional ways, which he shared with Tommy, where they built their empires brick by brick, the old-fashioned way, which is probably why we saw them on the same page. But this is something which irritated Janard. Tommy came to Chicago and wanted to take over, and he was thinking, who's this guy walking into my hometown, taking territory, and telling us how we can and can't do business? But we all know Tommy. He's never hid away from the streets, and even though he's had to adapt being in Chicago, we saw him making a lot more smarter and strategic plays without Ghost, and he still maintained a lot of his Christmas cancelling ways. Now, from Janard's point of view, I do get where he's coming from. He held down the CBI and Diamond came in and wanted to revert back to the old ways, and he was happy to take on board Tommy's advice, but not his younger brother's. Now, with Walter Flynn, their relationship is on thin.
yo, I'm telling y'all, like, y'all let me know if I'm jumping to conclusions, but Janard gotta go. You know what I mean? That nigga, he's like one of those, like, skin-eating bacterias. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it now, otherwise it's gonna get you.
Is on thin ice as much as Diamond and Janard's, and that's thanks to manipulation and lies from Walter Flynn.
That nigga Walter Flynn, that nigga looked like he could have been like a vice president or some shit.
A theme that we're way too familiar with now in the Power universe, controlling and manipulating parents. Similar to how I say Diana will grow up to be arguably the most dangerous Tejada, I see the same for Claudia. As season 1 progressed, we saw her becoming darker and darker, from getting her first kill to then killing Liliana, and you can definitely tell. Despite the traditions and values of the Flynns, of how there's always been a male leader, she wants to be the head of the honcho. Elsewhere we had D-Mac ending up in hospital, Kate's return, Markovich will definitely be sticking around.
Yeah, oh, you got that nigga Markovich. Bro, hey, that nigga D-Mac lucky to be alive, bro. Like, go. Bro better be counting his blessings. I'm telling you, like, that nigga better fucking, like, put that counting numbers, that calculator brain to good use, my nigga. Like I said, this street shit ain't for you, my guy.
Around for season 2, but something that I think we'll have a bigger focus on is law enforcement with Agent Vargas and Kayla, especially with the crossover that we saw with Blanca Rodriguez as well as Jenny Sullivan, which does bring me nicely onto the first new player. So this is
Alright, also, you know, I need y'all to, like, let me know in the comment section. Now, this is like a hypothesis that I have. Like, you know, I'm not no label to label. Shout out no label to label. But I'm not that nigga. But that's my guy. But that I can't look into the future. But I was right. If y'all go back and we'll even look at the video in another video. But I actually said when Tariq was pointing the fucking gun and said, you know, we just started a fucking war in the trailer. You know, like, I called that shit. I said it was Tommy on the other end. And niggas was like, nah, nigga, what the fuck? Like, nah, nigga, you smoking penis. Like, you know, but no, nigga, I was not smoking cock. Alright? Tommy was really on the other end of that gun. I'm telling you, I'm gonna like post that shit. Y'all think I'm fucking playing. And in this shit, I would not be surprised in season 2 of Force. I would not be surprised to see Tasha pop up. It makes total sense. Her and Tommy didn't. Oh, okay. This is gonna be a spoiler for anybody who ain't seen the least, but we'll just say, like I said, maybe like Tasha and Tommy, maybe they sat down and like had a Dr. Phil session. And no, I'm saying, like, they if y'all get, man, fuck it, I ain't finna beat around the goddamn bush. These niggas squashed their beef. They cool now.
This is Stacey Marks, who's from Chicago's South Side.
Stacey
She
Marks?
first worked as a public defender before earning her way into the US Attorney's Office. She's an independent self-starter who's hungry
Where's my
and ready
Bible?
to make a name for herself. Now, we all know Tommy's dead in New York, and he still remains a bit of a ghost to those in Chicago. But based on Tommy being snapped in these images, I really wouldn't be surprised if his cover was blown sooner or later. especially if Blanca Rodriguez gets her hands on these pictures. But it does seem like Stacey Marks will have a big role to play. She's worked as a public defender before and she's earned her way into the US Attorney's office, and this tells me she's someone who's not afraid to put the work in, and she's ambitious. Now, this is Shanti's showstopper page. She's a prize ex-boxer who now owns her own gym. She's fearless and ambitious, a dangerous combination. Now, when it comes to Shanti, she runs her own gym, but what her past is and who she knows is yet to be seen, because the first thing that springs to mind is Diamond.
Oh.
New Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Gel Mascara. With
Thick It and Stick It?
and 16
I don't know.
from NYX Professional Makeup.
I want to skip this. Dickhead.
Kyle Kuzma is now a part of Panera's unlimited sip
Again,
bar.
I don't
With
give
over
a
25
fuck.
beverages included, he can get endless sips.
Loser.
Is Diamond, who's also an ex-boxer. But regardless of whether they know each other from the past or not, she seems like someone who's going to be a bit of a tough cookie. Maria Garcia, she's smart, direct, with a sense of
Yo, hey, that bitch with the braids, she kind of remind me of like a Jukebox 2.0.
humor. She's strong-willed, guarded, and not afraid to call you on your bad behavior. She's also the younger sister of the most dangerous Mexican drug dealer in the city. Now, she seems like she's the younger sister of Miguel Garcia.
That seemed right up Tommy's alley. I'm telling you, Jesus Christ.
Who's a mean, violent, domineering alpha male. He's never been in a
Violent?
long-term relationship, and that's because he lives to make money, but will do anything.
What the fuck? Why was this nigga's relationship status mentioned? Like, what? I'm telling you, this nigga, I was like, first when I heard the word violent, like, I was ready to jump off the building with no parachute. But like, then when this nigga mentioned his relationship status, I'm like, wait a second, is this nigga on Power Book 4 Season 2? Is this nigga looking for love?
Will do anything to protect the ones he loves. Now, Miguel Garcia and Maria Garcia seem like they're two characters who are going to be connected to the Mexican drug cartel that we're going to be introduced to in Season 2. Now, in an interview, Chris Lofton teased how they were going to go bigger and better, and how they're opening new doors. For example, exploring the Mexican drug cartel. Now, he said they're going to be exploring this power narcos type of thing and the real cartel vibe. So it feels and sounds as if this is a beginning of a brand new chapter under Gary Lennon, who's a new showrunner of Force. And those who know who Gary Lennon is, he's one of the power OGs. And just like they've elevated
I thought he was supposed to say it was John Lennon's fucking brother. You know that nigga from the Beatles?
Power Book 2 Go Season 3, I'm expecting much of the same for Force, with the introduction of the new Mexican cartel. A Mexican cartel which I do expect Tommy to work with, because we all know Tommy is not fucking with Dahlia, and after the loss of Liliana, I do think Tommy needs to regroup. At this moment in time, in his corner is Diamond, JP, and D-Mac, who he wants a better life for. He warned him about the dangers of the drug game, and where he's seen one nephew go down the wrong path. I do think he's going to want to avoid the same happening with D-Mac. However, we all know it's never as simple as that.
Do y'all think Tariq will pop up in this series? I almost said this series. Do y'all think, that too, but do y'all think Tariq popping up in Season 2? Huh? All tongue twisted, all fucking up. There we go.
As that. And so I expect there to be a lot of complications as Tommy starts to build back his organization and tries to keep his family safe, and that includes Kate Egan. Now, when Tommy came to Chicago, he uncovered some secrets, but where I only believe they've just scratched the surface in terms of his backstory. So I do want to bring you guys into a conversation I had with Patricia Kalemba on Twitter, and for those who don't know, she is the actress who plays Kate Egan. She was called the worst TV mom of all time, but I came in with my own perspective. I said that Kate was always right. She may have not been the best of moms, but she always wanted the best for Tommy. For example, she warned Tommy about Holly, she called Teresi the devil, and she also warned Tommy about Lakeisha, and she was right about all three. I then followed up with, as many people would believe she was a bad mother, she was someone who was very wise. They always say trust your mother's instinct, and Kate was right on all.
She's a crackhead, or cocaine head, and crack cocaine head. Ain't crack and coke, ain't them the same drug? I don't know, but I guess bro, she's a junkie. This nigga movie about kissing all that ass.
On all three occasions, which is why I do think there's more story to with Tommy's grandmother. There's definitely a reason why she kept Tommy away. Now, Patricia, who played Kate, did chip in again, and she said more will be revealed in Season 2. Now this is something I did question at the time. Why did Kate Egan keep Tommy away from his grandmother? There has to be a deeper backstory and a reason behind her decisions. So this is one of the storylines I'm looking forward to seeing. Why did Kate keep her away from this family in Chicago? And what other secrets is she hiding? So let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment section. Now, as we've learned throughout Power, and I'm sure as many of us have learned throughout life, blood doesn't necessarily make you family, loyalty does. But this was something that was broken between Diamond and Jenard. Jenard had his way of handling business, and Diamond had other ideas. And at the end of season 2, Diamond held his gun to Jenard, and should he have pulled the trigger? It's definitely a tough one. It's a relationship that's been plagued with lies and betrayal, but I also do see them working together again for the greater good. Brothers fight all the time, and we even saw Tommy and Ghost trying to kill each other towards the end of Power in season 6. But every relationship is different, and with Gary Lennon as the new showrunner, he may bring new ideas, and who knows, he may bring the brothers back together. But can Jenard be trusted in the long term? I definitely don't think so. Now, where do I start with the Flynns? A family which is completely disjointed, a family where everybody has their own ideas of how
Vice President Flynn.
they should be running their organization, and a family which is brought together at the end of season 1 through lies and manipulation. This is the reason why I do think
Look at this nigga. Like, this nigga fucking think he Ozzy Osbourne or some shit.
there's going to be some big problems for the Flynns.
Hair all
Claudia.
that nigga's hair all blowing in the wind.
She wants a seat at the table, where we saw her sitting in Walter Flynn's seat at the beginning of season 1, and no doubt, she has dreams of one day running the Flynn family organization. But will Walter Flynn ever let that happen? I'm gonna come to an important detail in just a moment.
Yeah, if she got dreams of doing that, she need to wake the fuck up, nigga.
Now with Vic, he was living a double life. He had one foot in, one foot out, where he wanted to live this fairy tale with Gloria, but that's not how the game works.
Oh shit, I said Gabriella. It was fucking Gloria. Oops. Like I said, all I know is, hey, she got shot by them Russian niggas, supposedly, in episode 8. So yeah, I remember the bitch. I just ain't remember her name. Man, I barely remember any of the girls I meet. I barely remember any of their names. Actually, maybe that's not the kind of thing I should say on stream, but fuck it.
And he had to make a choice which I think was made for him through Walter Flynn's manipulation. And so we saw him gunning for Tommy. So these are two characters I do expect to be on a collision course in season 2. But let's not get it twisted. There's only ever going to be one winner, and it's definitely not Vic Flynn. It's going to be the Christmas Canceller. Now with Walter Flynn, he was battling an illness, and his stubbornness didn't help him either, and neither did his manipulation. Sooner or later, these kids are going to turn on their father, just like we're seeing with Rock and Kanan in Power Book 3, and in Power Book 2 Ghost with the Tejadas. But something I touched on earlier with Claudia, I want to learn about who the boss
He's definitely right about that. I definitely do see, like, I see these motherfuckers, like, breaking off from this nigga and going their own way.
is Walter Flynn answers to. They made reference to bigger bosses in Ireland, so I do hope we get introduced to whoever they are. Now, with law enforcement, Tommy's a ghost, but we saw this crossover with Blanca Rodriguez wanting to investigate this absolute mayhem in Chicago. So could we see Blanca Rodriguez pick up these pictures and come over to Chicago to come after Tommy? In Force, I think this crossover will be more so with law enforcement, and Tommy may want to watch his back. And it is interesting to see how they navigate the streets of Chicago, considering he's dead in New York, and especially if these pictures land on Blanca Rodriguez's desk, because there will be heavy focus on law enforcement, especially with the introduction of Stacey Marks. So with that being said, that's some news on Force, a breakdown of where we are with some clues, theories, and predictions going into season 2. But as always, with Power, I expect them to bring the unexpected. So this video is probably only scratching the surface, because we should be expecting some big changes in Force. And I'm excited to see the teaser and see what work Gary Lennon, Joseph Sikora, and what the cast.
Alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and give this peace on earth, man. Bam dekla. And if you enjoyed the vid, like, sub. I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to give Movie About a like. Peace.